Okay, hey everyone. This is Mark. I am speaking to you from Toothache Central, and half my mouth is numb right now, but I will do my best to present you with a real short screencast here on week one for EDUC 514. Um, Everyone in the class has had me before, so you kind of know how I format everything on a web page for you. Just remember that to get to the website, I'm going to put a link to the exact web page for this week's work in the email I send you. But you can always go to just my name, markrounds.com, and when you get there, let me change my. Okay, when you get there, you can go to the APU EdTech page, or even EDUC 514. And then you can scroll down to us right here. We're spring 2, week 1. And so this is just a brief introduction to this week's work. I'm gonna run through it with you real quick, and then this week leave you to your own devices. As far as the week goes, this is basically just an introduction to digital video, and then an introduction to some basic camera techniques. The main thrust of this class is actually creating your own video, but we will be diving in a little bit to video that's already out there. I know that most of you have already had me for 515, so there's going to be some traveled ground, some re-traveled ground in here, just a little bit, but there will be some. The first thing I'd like you to do is complete this Google form. Mainly, the most important question. These are all the red stars mean that they're required questions to answer. But probably the most important one is this fourth one: which type of computer will you be using? I know that the majority of you have Macs, but there may be some of you that will be using an iPad. Hopefully, none of you with a PC, because that kind of puts you on your own as far as editing is concerned, and figuring out Windows Movie Maker is kind of a throwaway program. I mean, it works, but it's not fantastic. So yeah, complete the form so I can get some data on what type of tech you're going to be using to edit. Most of what we're going to be doing is going to be filtered, excuse me, through your Mac and/or your iPad. Sorry, give me one sec. So as we go through, there's going to be a question about video editing. How often do you take pictures, record pictures, upload, and edit? And then a little question about recording devices. There's a few sites here that you can look at. Sites on digital video and education. You can also do a Google search to steep yourself a little more in the idea. A lot of which is presented in this TED Talk by Sal Khan, the guy that developed Khan Academy. He gives a 20-minute talk here on reinventing education using video. And what I would like you to do with that video after you watch it is respond to it. You've all had me before, so you're all familiar with the idea of a Google Plus community. I know that a few of you have already responded to the invitation. I know a couple of you are out of town this week, so when you watch this video and go through your email, you'll see the invite to the community. Okay, so what I'd like you to do in that community, and I'll go ahead and click on that link right now, is once you're in the community, you can watch the video in here as well. But I want you to watch the Salcon's video, and then in your own post created up here, you go up to share what's new, and you're going to make sure that it's in the assignments category. This is something you can go back and change whenever you want, but you can always go ahead and click inside the assignments category. And what I'd like you to do is write a 1-paragraph response highlighting your thoughts on what Khan has to say on this topic. Okay, So what I would like that response that to be posted by Sunday, and it's Easter Sunday, so I don't know. We all kind of have busy Easters and all that. So if it's there Monday morning, that's fine as well. And I would like your responses on Wednesday. Why don't we just go ahead and make that Monday? So make sure that they're in by Monday. And then your 2 responses are due on Wednesday. So if I type in my response and I share it, my initial post, your responses should be down here in the comment section. All right, go ahead and delete that. Okay, so we're going to be utilizing the our Google Plus community for a lot of different things, and I'll talk more about that in week 2. I'm actually gonna go through the syllabus with you on week 2 and talk about our different assignments. Okay, back to the web page. After the next thing that I want you to focus on deals with some rules of composition. So this is basically an introduction to video, to the way that different camera shots are used and utilized for maximum effect. Okay, and what you'll see here is a series of descriptions of different shot types. So the first would be a close-up, and in this case, I've just taken scenes from different movies that utilize these different kinds of shots. So you can go through, read up on the different types of shots, and then watch the YouTube video. So this one is from the Breakfast Club, and it's a close-up shot. So it's an example of what close-ups look like in video. Okay, and you can kind of start gluing together the idea that this is what a close-up shot is for, to convey a real sense of emotion, help the audience connect with the subject, and you can kind of see if that works in the clips that I chose. So there's a series of 10 of these. Okay, we go from close-up to extreme close-up, medium, wide, establishing, and so we just a series of different of shots that we're utilizing here. And then there's a short video on the rule of thirds. Okay, so I want you to familiarize yourself with these different types of shots and with the rule of thirds to complete the second assignment for the week. And in the second assignment for the week, I would like you to take 10 pictures with a digital still camera. So these are all video clips up here of the different kinds of shots, but I would like you to do yours just with still images. Okay, that demonstrate all of these the shot types that are above it. So from close up to over the shoulder to high angle. All of the ones that are up here on the web page are represented down here in the assignment. Just some parameters for this assignment. To do your best to use one subject throughout the photo shoot, and it can be a person, or it can be an inanimate object, or it can be a pet. You kind of choose what you want to use as your subject. And then I would like you to share these photographs in a presentation. So you can use Prezi, you can use Google Presentation, whichever. And I know that you guys know how to use those. I've had y'all before, so you can utilize any kind of presentation you want. In your presentation, I would like you to label the shot type on each slide or in each frame that you use in Prezi. And as you take these pictures, and this is something that I always have to fight the urge to do. I always like things right in the middle. So fight that urge to center your subject and utilize the rule of thirds as much as possible. And you'll get that after you watch the video, what the whole idea behind the rule of thirds. So yeah, just follow those parameters. And when you're finished with this assignment, you're going to go ahead and you can go ahead and make your if you use Google Presentation, make sure that you take it off of private and make it public. And if you use Prezi, then you don't really have to make sure that it's a public presentation. And when you finish with that, you're going to go ahead and go back into our Google Plus community, and you're going to share that link with us. So you can just say, my camera shots assignment, or anything to that degree. My camera shots assignment, my camera shots presentation, whatever it is. Paste the link in here to your presentation. Make sure you choose the assignments. Okay, and make sure it goes to assignments, and then click share, so that you'll have. Oh, I forgot to add it, so I'm going to go up to edit my post. Actually, let's go ahead and delete that one, sorry. I'm going to share a link. Can you tell I'm on a little bit of medication here? Just type in an address real quick. Going to assignments. Yep, you want to make sure that goes in there, and you click share. So you'll have a link here to your page that people can take a look at your shots with. Okay, I'm not going to be using Edmodo this term. I'm just going to be using our Google Plus community. It's private, so no one can get into it. Just going to be using our Google Plus community as a receptacle for all of your assignments. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to, you know the drill. Feel free to email me and ask those questions. And if it's a question I find pertinent to the community, I will put it in here. So this Google Plus community is really our hub for everything in the class. And once we start the class and we start doing our Google Plus Hangouts and all that, those Google Plus Hangouts will live in here as well. All right, so I hope you all have a good week. Sorry we couldn't meet face to face, and we will be in touch over the week, and I will see you next Wednesday.